Welcome to JK Games, a gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
Maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode,
or you like a good challenge,
this is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Welcome back, guys.
We're back.
Hope you guys are tuning in live. If you're not and you're listening on the podcast after the fact.
Oh shoot, I left up a Discord menu,
okay.
so it was just covering up your face. Now it's gone.
Oh, if you're new here, hello. I'm not just a voice doing audio diagnostics. My name is Kayla. I am one of your hosts.
And I almost said I'm Kayla, your other host, and I don't know why. I'm Jerica. I'm not Kayla, I don't think. Am I?
Surprise! You're being hosted by two Kaylas. Plot twist. Kayla sounds like she's in an empty room. Okay. Anyways, okay, let's jump right into our loadout. Give you a little rundown. So today is going to be an exciting day. We have our Backlog of Doom version 3, I think. This is the third year that we've done it, which is crazy.
I know. Yeah.
So we're basically what Backlog of Doom is we're going to talk about the games that we've started and picked up, but we put back down for some reason, and like we want to get to it, but it's just there out of reach. It's just we want to get back to it, but we haven't yet. But it's a game that we're wanting to get back to. So there's a couple that I'm going to take completely off of my list. I have no interest in getting back to them, which is kind of sad, but you got to really evaluate sometimes. Like what do I want to spend my time on, you know? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about our ones from our previous Backlog episode to see if any made it off the list. And then we're going to talk about our new additions. So that's our expert mode for today. We're going to have our easy mode, which I've got a lot to talk about in easy mode because I talked about this last week with our friend Jacob, which if you didn't listen to that episode, it was really cool. Unfortunately, we had some issues with uploading it to our podcast platform, but it's a YouTube exclusive. So you can go, at least for right now, it's only on YouTube because we had some issues after the fact with the audio, but you should go check that on YouTube, which our YouTube is just JK Games Podcast if you want to go check that out. This one will also be up if you can't listen to the whole thing or you want to come back and watch it. You can check it out there in probably a couple days. And our Instagram is at JK Games Podcast, which you can go over there. I asked some questions and you can have an opportunity to participate in the episode. And then, of course, you can just get information on when we're going to go live and things like that. So follow us over there. And our Twitter is also JK Games Podcast. So we're a lot more active on Twitter now. We do a lot more over there. And then our Twitch has changed. And it is updated in our link tree, which is on our Instagram. But it's now JK Games Podcast, just to be more streamlined instead of JK Games Cast. So. And then, of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, etc., feedback on my voice, jkgamespodcast@gmail.com is where you can go to email us. And we're just going to go ahead and dive in. We're going to go into our easy mode. We have some stuff to talk about in our news segment today. I'm sure if you are in the gaming scene at all, you've seen about this news. But we're going to talk about Xbox and Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. We'll dive deep into that later. I'm excited to hear what Jerica has to say. But for now, let's go into our easy mode, Jerica.
Let's do it.
What you been playing, Jerica?
Oh, just something made by Bungie. Destiny. Been still trying to get my triumphs done before the Witch Queen comes out, which is Sabathoon. Her worm is about to get extracted, and that might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing for Guardians. We don't know. So really excited to see. I'm just so excited to see what happens next in Destiny and how, because we've obviously gotten a couple trailers talking about what to expect in the new expansion. But the story hasn't progressed enough to know really like what's going to happen next. So it's really like a cliffhanger. We're waiting for the next episode to drop so we can experience that. So but yeah, just playing a lot of Destiny. me and you chatted about this for a minute, but I finished a game called Unpacking, which was really, really great. Really relaxing game. To some extent, I know unboxing things and organizing can be a little stressful for some people, but this game, I really enjoyed it because it made me want to organize my space better.
Oh, same.
But Unpacking was a nice little break from other various games that I've been picking up and putting down, which, main episode topic would be our expert mode this week is Backlog of Doom. So I'm adding a couple more things to my Backlog of Doom, and I will digress. I that's not the right word. I'll dissect. I will go into that a little later.
Yeah, dissect.
I will dissect that later. Well, I can touch on it just for a second, but like I got back onto Halo Infinite. Pick that back up to progress in that story a little bit. But I gotta say, I don't know if it's because as soon as it came out, everyone was talking about. I saw on Twitter, like a lot of people were just like, yeah, this game ended up being much better than anticipated. Because prior to it got delayed like a whole year, and then that first trailer they showed off looked not what we expected graphically wise from a next gen Halo game. But despite that, it came out like a year later, and of course it does look great. But everybody on Twitter was like, this is a great Halo game. They did such a good job. And they did. They nailed a lot of things, but I don't know. Something's not grasping me. And of course, the big deal with this game is that it's open world. So Master Chief is riding around on his little warthog, exploring an open world environment, which is really cool. And maybe I haven't played too much of it, so maybe I just haven't got to some of the nitty gritty yet, but the world seems a little empty other than just enemies trying to kill me. And I just find it a little hard to get around. Like I said, maybe it's just because I'm super early into it. I don't know. It just hasn't grabbed me like I thought it would. And maybe I just I don't know. It's not blowing up my skirt just yet. But it does play like a Halo game, so it is still Halo and fun to use your grappling hook to get around, climb up some buildings and stuff, like Spider-Man. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna play some more to see where it takes me, but I'm not blown away yet.
Okay. Are you speaking about the campaign?
The campaign, yes.
Okay.
The multiplayer's fun. Like I am enjoying diving into that. I think it's sort of weird that there's not more like customization options. You know how I get about customizing my character. Yeah. I was sort of bummed like you can change some of the body styles of the Spartans, but like there's not a lot of choice, and like I really want my character to look a little bit more feminine. Maybe they're trying to make the characters look like more
like androgynous kind of.
I have no idea. Like they all look sort of similar to me, which is fine, I guess, to make them all look sort of similar. But like I really want people to know that this is a female guardian. Like, I just think about Commander Shepard. And she's got some like boob armor. Not that I'm saying there's a reason why we should or shouldn't have it. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. But I like to, sort of see the boob armor on my character personally, and I'm a female.
Give me the boob armor.
Give me the boob armor, and like, there's not a lot.
Off.
Like, I want to be proud of. I like having that, and like, they don't have to be exposed. Like, there doesn't have to be cleavage. I just need to have armor over. Like, I want to know that there's boobs there, and there's, and like I was sort of like, oh man, that's a bummer. But it could be worse because they could be in a bikini, could have been worse. Yeah. So at least they're not in bikinis.
I feel like there's a good in between.
Yeah.
There could be.
And like the colors, like I literally spent real money. I'm a flare person. I like to, and I was like, that's a cool color. Why is that not why can't I make my own colors? Why can I pick? I spent money on a color for my Spartan. Then I was like, there should be more customization.
Yeah.
I like how I'm complaining about just customizing my character, not actually the gameplay.
Okay, that's important to you.
And I feel like there was more before and other Halo games, so maybe, I don't know. I like I said, I also haven't just played Halo in a really long time, so maybe I just have like dull Halo memories and I just can't remember what it used to be, and maybe people will come at us and say, oh, it's actually really good. It's always been like this, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I remembered it a little bit better. I don't know. But yeah, I hopped on multiplayer too, and it was fun. I love getting those headshots with BR. That does take me back. And, going between... Yeah, it takes me back. It takes me back to the days of playing Halo 3 online, which was really great at the time. Mm-hmm. But it still plays like Halo, so when I go from playing fast-paced action, zipping around in Destiny, to this, where you're not zipping around as fast, it's sort of like it takes me a second. And I have to realign, it's not about speed here, it's about, like, precision and, like, being smart and getting headshots, like...
It's just different. It
is a little different, but it's still fun. Like, I'm having a good time with it. I'll definitely hop back on the Halo multiplayer. So that's really all I've been playing. Beat Unpacking, played Halo, also played a little bit of Doom Eternal. Get back to that. I won't talk about that. Yeah. Won't get into that till we get to our expert mode. And just playing more Destiny, trying to get my triumph before February, which should be able to get there.
Nice.
Okay, I'm done. So, like, lay it on me, Kayla. What you been playing?
Oh, boy. So I've been playing a lot. I talked about this last week. I have entered the world of PC gaming and Game Pass specifically. And so...
What a great time to do that. It's perfect. Kayla is all in on the perfect week.
I'm overwhelmed. In a good way. It's a good problem to have. If you're unaware, if you're listening, you probably know what we're talking about, but Game Pass is offered by Microsoft. You can do it on PC and on Xbox. It's $10 a month, at least. There's probably multiple versions.
I think the Game Pass Ultimate, which you can play on PC and Xbox, like $14.99. So it's not much more to have it in both places.
So we'll talk about this a little bit more because it's relevant to the news, but it's a really great deal. It's $10 and you get like tons of access to games. So what I've been doing recently is kind of discovering like, what do I like to play on PC versus on my PlayStation? And so I've just been downloading a bunch of stuff to kind of give it a shot. I downloaded Halo, and I actually haven't played it yet. I would love to play that with you. I think that would be fun.
We could stream that.
Yeah, that would be really fun. And I haven't had a PC since I was like a kid playing on like a old box computer. So it's a total learning curve for me. I feel like I've adapted pretty well. It is weird to play like I'm a big I play Apex a lot. So playing Apex on mouse and keyboard is way different.
Yeah.
Than playing it way different. And it's not that it's better or worse, but it's just I'm so like ingrained used to the way that the controller feels, the way that my character moves, like with PlayStation, and so doing it on a keyboard and mouse is different.
If you get into it, you're gonna learn quickly that you got to get some ergonomic stuff, because like I feel like my wrist was about to fall off without this. I had to get this like wrist thing.
Yeah.
Because I was using this little mechanical keyboard, which is a good 2 inches up above. So I was like, oh my god, my wrist hurt so bad. Yeah.
So our friend of the show, Brian Chan, was teaching me finger exercises.
Let me see.
He was like, you get 2 fingers. This looks inappropriate. So
no,
bear with us,
keep going, Kayla.
Let
me see what's happening.
You gotta do that.
All right, podcast listeners, if you can't see this, obviously, she's taking her 2 fingers, her middle finger, and is that considered your index finger? She's 2 finger in it, and putting that in between each of her fingers as we speak.
You gotta stretch.
And she's using that to stretch. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm gonna put my fingers down now.
You gotta stretch your wrist out.
Okay. Now she's stretching her wrists. Okay.
I think a friend of the show, Brian Chan, was just trying to pull one over on me, made me look dumb.
I don't know. It looked really professional to me. It looked like you knew what you were doing. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my god. So, I've been playing a lot. So, okay, I downloaded Halo, but what I've been playing is I've started and finished Unpacking. That was one of the first things that I did. It's a very short game. It's only about 4 hours. My quick mini review, I have a couple bullet points. My favorite thing about this game, I really enjoyed unpacking a lot. I feel like it says so much with saying so little at the same time, and by little I mean there's no dialogue. So like to me it creates a very unique experience where like you're unpacking boxes, but while you're doing that, you're learning so much about the characters from context clues. Like you have to really like look at like certain things and like you don't have to, I guess, but like if you want to know what's going on, like you can tell like, oh, this is her childhood bedroom. You assume that it's a woman. I mean, just by the like you're unpacking bras and things like that. So
she's got a lot of bras.
She does.
Way more than I have. Good for her.
Like 3.
Man, so, and she's been wearing those since the childhood home. That's been me.
Yeah.
Some of these have been in my life for a long time.
Yeah. But you notice stuff like that, which I think is so cool. And first of all, the music is fantastic. I love just like coming in here and putting my headset on and just like listening. And so you're walking through like different years of this person's life. You see them move in with roommates, with partners. At the end, like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you see a lot of different phases of this person's life. And all through it, like you're not really like technically learning anything. You're just kind of gathering information.
Yeah.
Through this game.
Like there's zero dialogue. There's zero like story text to tell you like setting the scene. Yeah.
You get like the little snippet when you finish a level.
Oh yeah.
Show you like the Polaroid. They give you like a little bit.
Oh
like
shoot!
it's
I forgot about that. You're right.
It's like, but it's barely anything though. Like it's not a lot. And I thought this was just kind of cheesy, but like I was so proud of this person who I knew nothing about. Like you would see them get like achievement posters and like awards and like doing certain things in their job. Like you like gather like clues about like what are they doing in their life right now based off of like postcards. She was traveling a lot. Like you could see like little mementos and things. So it's just really simple and like little things you might not notice, but you like grow to learn about this mystery person. I want like lore. Who is this lady? What's she doing? I also really thought one other thing was like it was really cool to see like how the technology changed over the years. Did you notice that? Like
it was cool. Like the computer was like ancient. Like oh man, I remember that kind of computer.
And like the gaming consoles too.
Yep.
So yeah, that's unpacking. Really love it. I think everyone should try it out. That can. It's on Game Pass for those who have that. And then another thing really quick that I was playing is What Remains of Edith Finch. Have you played that, Jerica?
Yes, I have, actually. Very good game. Glad you're playing it.
Yeah, so that's something that was recommended to you. So our friends of the show who have both been on here, Oliver and Josh, made me a list. They are such good friends. And they were like, okay, like they knew kind of what games I already liked. They asked me like specifics on like what I like, and they made me a master list of games to play. And so that is on there, and it's really short. I think it's only like a couple hours.
Yeah,
and it's like a narrative
I definitely
walkthrough.
I don't remember it being too long, and yeah, it's a nice little journey that you go through. It's good.
Oh, Katronica just said if you end the level in the kitchen, you get a different message than in the bedroom. In unpacking, huh?
Dang, that's
cool.
That's easy to miss.
That's really
unless
cool.
You're like playing it again. Like that's cool.
Which some people do. You also there's like a sandbox mode where you can like play it or like you can just do whatever.
Man, I missed that too. I want to go back and organize some stuff.
Yeah, you can do like a just like a random mode. So What Remains of Edith Finch is really cool. It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's really like whimsical. I really like the narrative, like walkthrough kind of story. Essentially, you're following Edith Finch, who is like goes back to her childhood home, where like the childhood home's like a museum almost.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Every room, it feels like a fantasy like book to me. Like it feels like I'm reading a book. Like, and it's really cool how the narrative like is displayed. Like as you walk by, it'll be like you'll hear her like the narrator speaking, and it'll show it like on the screen. Like really cool. I recommend it. I'm not done yet, but I think I'm close. Essentially, you go and you're in this weird museum house, and you're learning the stories about all of her family members, and like walking through their room that you're not supposed to be in, and like there's some like horror elements that are really cool, and you do play through some of their stories, which is neat. So like every story, like you're playing through it as it's being narrated to you. So that's really cool. And then last two things really quick, because one of them is a part of my backlog. Spoiler, I got it off my backlog. Not this one. Risk of Rain 2 is something that I started playing with some of our friends. It was really fun. It's not like my normal type of game.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The game style that's like Returnal, where you play in Hades. What's it called?
Roguelike. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's considered a roguelite, this Risk of Rain 2, because it's like character-based. You choose like a character that has certain abilities, and you're trying to see like basically how long you can survive with your friend.
And then you just restart and do it again.
Yeah, but each level is a little bit different.
Yeah,
the goal is the same.
Okay.
It's like you have to fight. There's a boss, and you have to defeat them with your friends, and you can play with like up to. I only played a couple of rounds, maybe a couple hours with them, but it's fun. It's not something I would normally try, so I'm glad they convinced me to play it because it was enjoyable. And then lastly, I started playing Overwatch again, which I'm going to get into that in our expert mode because it's giving me lots of, well, it's also relevant for
I know, right?
normal mode. So look at me being in with the times. Wow.
Kayla's all up in the Game Pass and didn't know it.
Yep.
All up in the news.
All right. I think that's all for me. So we can move on to our normal mode.
Yeah, it's a big one, folks.
It's a big one.
We have had
a lot of discussion.
It's probably like the biggest thing of all time in gaming news, to be completely honest. Like something to this level. And
take it away.
All right. So let's dive into the big news that everyone's been talking about this week. And that is Xbox has bought or in the process of buying Activision Blizzard. Whoa.
Wow.
At one point, I remember in our Fantasy League chat, like, someone, all I saw, because I was working at the time, so I really didn't really know what was happening. My phone was,
random.
My phone was going off, and I saw Twitter, like, freaking out. And then someone sent a screenshot of Activision Blizzard, their stock price, and I saw how it was, like, climbing. And I was like, oh, whoa, what happened? So, Xbox is buying them, so that's what's happening. And I actually pulled from this first article that I'll read from is actually from the Xbox Wire, which is their blog post. And it's titled and written by Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Welcome to the incredible teams and legendary franchises of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. Creators of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush.
Gotta throw that in there.
So it's got to throw the Candy Crush in there.
I mean, Candy Crush is big.
Yeah, it made like $850 million last year.
Wow.
Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is now an Xbox mascot. How weird is that?
Wow.
That's so weird. And Spyro. It's just a weird world we're living in. StarCraft and more are to join Team Xbox. As a team,
very strange.
It's very strange, very exciting, sort of scary. Can't really tell. But I'm going to read a couple bits from this article here. As a team, this is from Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. As a team, we are on a mission to extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. We all know that gaming is for the most vibrant and dynamic form of entertainment worldwide, and we've experienced the power of social connection and friendship that gaming makes possible. As we pursue that mission, it is incredibly exciting to announce that Microsoft has agreed to acquire Activision Blizzard. Over many decades, the studios and teams that make up Activision Blizzard have earned vast wellsprings of joy and respect from billions of people all over the world. We are incredibly excited to have the chance to work with the amazing, talented, dedicated people across Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment. Here we go. You ready? This is the list. It's long. Beanox, Demonware, Digital Legends, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Major League Gaming, Radical Entertainment, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, Treyarch, and every team across Activision Blizzard. So all of those teams have now joined. I'm going to sort of pause here. have joined the umbrella that is Xbox Gaming, and joining the ranks of Bethesda as well as being an Xbox company. So, of course,
Crazy.
I'm going to continue just a little bit. Some of this is a little important to mention. The article is long, so I won't go through all of it, but continuing on. Upon close, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can within the Xbox Game Pass and PC Games Pass. Both new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalog will join. We also announced today that Game Pass now has more than 25 million subscribers. And as always, we look forward to continuing to add the value and add more great games to Game Pass. So, I will pause there. So that's pretty big news, because on top of that, like, a few other news articles have been writing about it. So approximately 68-ish billion dollars.
Oh my God.
Billion dollars is what they bought Activision Blizzard for, or acquiring them for. I don't know if you watch Succession at all, or if anyone does watch Succession, but I felt like that's what was happening when this deal was trying to be done. Like, tons of lawyers, people in like a command center room, lots of people, trying to figure out how to make this deal close. Because I have no idea how, obviously we have no idea how stuff like this works, but that's so much money.
The fact that, like, this had to have been going on for months for them to plan this, and it didn't leak at all.
Yeah, that's the other big thing, because, like, no one got a whiff of this. And I feel like, I remember seeing on Twitter, like, someone was commenting that Phil Spencer was, like, this was a few days ago, was commenting on, obviously that what ties this into other news is that, of course, the state of California was, like, suing Activision Blizzard for workplace harassment and a lot of other bad things. So that's been on everyone's radar. And on top of that, like, where was I going? I lost track of my thought. Where was I going? Where was I going? Money.
Not leaking information.
Not leaking information. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, no one knew. I feel like I really wasn't there, but I don't know where my thought. It left my brain.
Okay.
Maybe it'll come back in a second. There's a lot of eyes on them. Yes, no one got wind. I remember where it came back, Kayla. Phil Spencer a few days ago. That's where I was making that connection. Obviously made a comment, like, how they would continue working with Activision Blizzard, right? Because a lot of people are like, should we be working with them anymore? They got a lot of bad stuff happening. Like, do we want to continue doing this with them? Are we partners with them? I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's been a lot of companies that have pulled out of, like, dealing with them because of all this stuff they're going through right now. And I guess the comment that Phil Spencer made a few days ago was like, we are currently looking at ways of working with them. That's not verbatim, but he's like, yeah, we're considering how we do business with Activision Blizzard. And little did we know they were getting, hey, we're going to, bitches, we're going to buy them.
Fire them. Yeah.
That was the plan,
I mean, you can't fix the problem, just buy them.
I guess. Like, I literally tweeted, like, it sort of reminded me of my rental house that I just sold. If you got, it has a roach infestation and the floor's sort of falling in, but if you have the money, it could be a great house,
Renovations. Let's recon.
So,
I mean,
and basically, I have a couple of other articles here just sort of summarizing, because as soon, like, all of Twitter there was comments of all shapes and sizes, positive, negative, of this happening. I mean, even compared to when they acquired Bethesda, which was also a huge deal. That was like,
this is by far the biggest, though.
That was like $8 billion. This is
a fraction.
I mean, and it was obviously it's tons of studios, but like, it's just a huge acquirement, a huge effort that Xbox really wanted them, right? So the biggest concern that I see, obviously, one, I hope Microsoft can eliminate the shitty experiences that people are having at that company right now. They've been going on strike for many months. There's still things that are going on around Twitter that I'm reading that, like, people are still like, stand by this, please. People are calling out Bobby Kotick, the current CEO of that company just saying, hey, you let this stuff happen for so long. And everybody's like, fire him immediately. Like, will that happen? I don't know. I haven't done any more reading on it, really. But, the first thing is, will Xbox clean house and set up stage and have it to where the developers at these studios have purpose again and, like, feel respected? And, like, does this correct the problem? I have no idea. I hope it's a goal for Microsoft to do that. So that's one thing. And then the other comments that I've been seeing that people are a little concerned with is, wow, this is a lot of games that Microsoft just spent an enormous amount of money on that Microsoft owns. So is Call of Duty going to be just on Xbox now? Is it going to be an Xbox exclusive? What will PlayStation people do now? Like, can you play any of these games on PlayStation? Like, and obviously I have no idea, but seeing them spend this much money, you would think, yeah, they're going to keep these games in-house, right? They're going to keep these games in-house, and it's going to be on Game Pass and, like, all that, just to, like, why not? They spent so much money. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't that be a goal? So currently, as it stands, it does look like everything's staying put and as is, business as usual. But I would assume in, like, the next couple of years we see that change. And, like, I'm really hoping that Xbox encourages these studios to, and I think there's already been an article about, like, Phil Spencer really wants Activision to make Activision games again. Yeah. It doesn't just have to be a Call of Duty company. So I'm hoping that he allows these teams to, like, some creative guidance, like, make what you want. You don't have to make a Call of Duty every year. That'd be really cool. Don't know if that would happen, because Call of Duty comes out every year. Like, do we need a Call of Duty? Should they do what they do with Assassin's Creed in, like, every other year? I don't know.
Yes, so, I think so.
It makes some new stuff. That would be really awesome. But yeah, a big scary thing for me and you, Kayla, because, like, obviously we have these PCs and we can play these Xbox games, but, like, we love playing things on our PlayStations. I
do, yeah.
I mean, even in our logo, I have the PlayStation symbol, so we're partial to both things, but we love PlayStation. So, like, it sort of scares me because I'm like, man, would we never be able to play Call of Duty on the PlayStation again? I don't know. Well, luckily I have an answer, Kayla. Hot off the press.
Yeah.
I have one more article to read real quick before I just sort of wrap up in my talking and hear some of your thoughts. But the other, this actually happened yesterday. Podcast, if this goes up Monday, this happened Thursday. Phil Spencer actually made a comment. Let's see. I think it's the last thing I added here, maybe.
I have the tweet from him if you want me to read it.
Yeah.
So the tweet, I don't have the article you're talking about, but this is directly from Phil Spencer yesterday, or Thursday if you're listening when we released this, but had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship.
So that sounds like currently that Call of Duty could be... I don't know. So when I dissect this tweet, the confirmation is that they intend to honor all existing agreements. So I just don't know what those existing agreements are, what they include. It does sound like they do have a desire. Cool. Like, there's a desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. I just don't know how long that desire lasts. I don't know. I just feel like that's gonna
$69 billion desire.
I just feel like that's definitely gonna change. Maybe a few years down the road, but like I said, I wouldn't have spent that much money to have something on everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've also never had that much money or even a smidge of that money, so I don't know what your thought process could be when you're doing stuff like that.
Maybe it's a situation where they have to, like, contract out, like, maybe Sony has to pay them money, like, if they want, like, certain, like, X amount of money to have it on their platform. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you know, right there might be a way to make money off PlayStation and have Call of Duty still there and it be a win-win. I don't know. So I hope it gets figured out, and I would hope that does, like, I want Call of Duty to stay on everything, because I think that would be a huge bummer for all gamers, you know.
But that does mean that Overwatch 2 is going to more than likely be on.
Absolutely. I feel everything else, like, Blizzard related is definitely going to be Microsoft exclusive, only on Xbox and PC.
Yeah. So I don't really have many thoughts besides like what we were talking about. Conveniently, it's really funny how like while this had just came out, I now have the ability to play it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it does make my heart hurt a little bit because like I've been loyal to PlayStation for a long time. I still am. So that hurts a little bit, but hopefully they get it worked out, and no matter what console that you want to play, you'll have the ability to play some of those things. I know it's business,
yeah,
but it is kind of.
And I mean, I don't have it in the news, but PlayStation there currently is like a code word. I forgot what it's called. I feel like it's not Scorpion, but that sounds like something similar to some kind of code name on their potential version of Game Pass for Sony, but I don't know what that is. There is something in the works. I don't know. I really honestly don't know if as PlayStation do they really need to be a competitor. It's sort of like Nintendo. Like, it's almost like I would want each of these things for different reasons.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily competitors anymore, in my opinion. Like, just from my perspective, like, cool. If you're able to you're able to get your hands on any of them, cool. That's a step one. Get your hands on any of the consoles, because they're all so hard to get. You know, there's a win-win if having both, because like obviously the plethora of games that we already have on PlayStation and that are coming to PlayStation, Spider-Man 2, God of War 2, Horizon's about to drop. You got Elden Ring. Like, there's so many heavy hitters, and we still haven't had, besides Halo Infinite, which was the first game in a very long time, like, we haven't had a lot of heavy hitters from Xbox yet. So I'm also just eager to see with all these studios, like, I'm eager to see, at the same time, Xbox bring more games to their platform, because they haven't in a really long time. But they should have no problems now. They own most game studios.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, that's basically all we wanted to talk about in our news segment, because we knew it was going to take a while to go through. There's a couple other things, obviously, in the news, but that's definitely the talk of the town, folks. Of course, if you guys listening have any thoughts, you can always send them our way, and we'll be happy to chat with you about it. If you're in the chat on Twitch, toss your thoughts toss a coin to your chat. Okay. So that wraps up our normal mode. Let's dive into our expert mode.
Let's do it. It's time to talk about our backlog at Doom, baby. It's still here. Is it getting bigger? Maybe.
She's here. She's here to stay. Jerica, who do we want to start with? I think we started with me last time.
Okay.
Do you want to start this time?
Yeah, I got... this one's easy, because luckily, we still had a lot of games come out last year, but I feel like not as many games came out that I wanted to play last year. I was actually... We will talk about this maybe on our next episode. The PlayStation wrap-up came out, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I only played 8 games on PlayStation last year.
I played 8 games!
Yeah, okay.
That's so weird!
So... not as many as I normally play, or is that the normal? I feel like I play more games, but maybe not.
I too.
So it seemed like a less games last year. But I did, because even with less games, I still added things to my list of my backlog of Doom. So let us begin with the one I picked up. I guess the oldest one, or like the one that needs to be added. The first one to be added to the list. Would have to...
This is your new list.
You know, consider backlog of Doom. Okay, I'm here. Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Oh no.
Let's see.
You played a lot of that, I thought. Right? And you just put it down?
I did.
Oh man.
It was fun. You know, there's just too much one day maybe because it was definitely worth a play. It's definitely worth the play. So one day I'll get back to it. Okay.
If you're listening in the chat while we're talking, give us because I can see the chat now. It's working.
Okay, cool.
Give us your games that are on your backlog. So games that you put down that you want to pick back up, but you haven't picked up in a while. Jerica, first one, Immortal Phoenix Rising. Sad.
Yep. My second one is Little Nightmares 2.
Yeah.
It was only because, like, I think the update is out now, but they got a patch for it because it was not PS5 updated. So I was like, I'm going to wait for this to get updated for the PS5, but now it is. So.
Oh, fantastic! Because I played the first one, but I haven't started the second one, so it's not.
And I was already blown away because I did start it, unfortunately, with the update. I started it. So that is now on my backlog of Doom. Let's see. Far Cry 6.
Yep.
Far Cry 6 was added to the backlog of Doom because I put it down. Demon's Souls can now officially be added to the backlog of Doom, and that's probably where it's going to stay. That one is not coming out because, not that I don't believe in myself, that just takes, I have way too much time invested in Destiny. I cannot spend the time on that. I guess officially now I can say, is it I always pronounce this incorrectly. Kena? Kena. That's it. It's Kena. I think it sounds fancier, so I'm gonna go with it. Kena. Bridge of Spirits. And I'm trying to think of now let me think about Xbox, because that was all things I played on the PlayStation. Thinking of Xbox, Psychonauts is now there. Have not beat Psychonauts. Halo Infinite. Working on it. Once again, Doom Eternal is there to stay, because now I even have to freaking replay it, because I want to play it on the PC with my new monitor. But unfortunately, even though it's now a Microsoft, like Bethesda is owned by that's a Bethesda studio, right? Am I incorrect?
I think so.
No, maybe I'm wrong. No, it is Bethesda. Doom Eternal. That is definitely Bethesda, right? That's Bethesda. Why am I blanking? Anyways.
Yep.
They are now an Xbox studio, game studio. And I started the game on Xbox, Kayla. I started the game on Xbox and got really far. But on PC, my save does not transfer between my Xbox and my PC. And I'm using Game Pass.
That's dumb.
All right, Xbox, you got all this money to buy this company, but you can't fix the saves on my Doom Eternals, and I'm really disappointed in that. Really disappointed, because I had to start over. So it's double backlogged now, and I gotta play through it again. But yeah, I think that might be all.
Anything on the Switch?
Anything on the Switch? Pokemon Snap, I guess technically. Pokemon Snap. Yeah, I didn't beat it yet. And I was having a really good time with it. It was exactly what I wanted from a new Pokemon Snap game. So new Pokemon Snap. I think it was the last game I played on my Switch. It's been a minute since I've touched the Switch. Oh, I guess technically I started Oxenfree, Kayla.
Yeah.
And I haven't got back to it. Is it considered there? Yeah, I guess
I don't know.
It's now there.
Yeah.
It's now there.
I think if you haven't picked it up in like over a week.
Yes, that is it. Yep. It's beside the bed, and I keep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So did you take any off? Because I listed your.
Okay.
So I have both of your backlogs from 2020 and 2021.
Okay.
In our note. Let me know. So do you want me to read them off, or do you want to just go through and see if you've removed
No. I have them. I have them. You can take off Spider-Man Miles Morales. I finally got through that, and I actually only have one more trophy to get the platinum.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, okay. It's great. Unfortunately, nothing got... That's it. Everything is still there. The Witcher is going to change once if it's a remaster or
something's got to come out,
an updated version for the PS5, I will definitely play The Witcher. The Witcher 3.
Something's got to come out.
So yep,
they have to. It's because it's other. So you've got Kingdom Hearts 3, Bloodborne, Outer Worlds. I thought you beat Outer Worlds.
I did not. Outer Wilds, yep. I did not. Still, and there's an Outer Worlds 2 coming, Kayla. Like, it's already been announced. So, I mean, I still got time because I don't know when that's coming.
Shadow of the Colossus remake.
I got one Colossi to take down.
Yeah.
What's stopping me?
Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny. God. Oh.
Titanfall 2, Nier Automata.
Yeah, but I still will not let Audrey explain the multiple endings to that game because I'm like, I want to experience it. Yeah. That's one of her favorite games of all time.
You have the Control DLC. Did you ever finish that?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. It's a big DLC. You have No Man's Sky. You have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And you have Cyberpunk, which there's a reason Cyberpunk is on there.
I might, say, can I take No Man's Sky off the list?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can ever beat that game. So you know what? I might take that off. Okay. Cyberpunk is a special one. I love that.
It's specifically on there for a reason.
I love that it's still there, and it's going to stay there until something new happens with it. I love how...
Where's the PS5 patch?
I love how quiet they've been about it. I love that. That means they got their heads down. They're working hard, I hope, and they're not getting treated horribly and working overtime and not getting paid for overtime. I hope they're getting treated well. But I hope they are working on something with Cyberpunk because I still want to experience that game. But of course, I want it. I want the deluxe remastered for PS5 director's cut version of this game. Like, I am holding off on Cyberpunk until it has its No Man's Sky redemption. Maybe that's I always hope for a good redemption for any game. So
yep, I agree. Okay, guys, here we go. Okay. So, I'm going to start like Jerica did with my new one, okay? So, unfortunately, sad violence, Oxenfree has been added to mine, and I'm sad because I love it, and I think a lot of stuff... I think that everything just got put on the back burner when I discovered Game Pass right now, because I'm trying so many things, and the stuff that I was already trying kind of got pushed away.
Game Pass is the worst thing for your backlog of Doom.
Yes.
We need to have there should be some kind of time period. So if you play this game longer than an hour and then you put it down, that's when if you're just trying something, it's okay. Yeah. We need to say if you play this game longer than an hour and you put it down, that's how it gets added to backlog of Doom.
I agree. Okay. That's a good agreement. Because my thing is, and I talked about this on our last backlog episode, don't force yourself to play something you don't like, Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not feeling it, or if you're not in the mood, I'm a big, mood player, I'm that way with, books, I'm that way with, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna do it, I'll do something else. So, Oxenfree got added. Unfortunately, Psychonauts 2 is added, and not because I don't love it, because I do really enjoy it. But it's on my PlayStation, and I haven't been playing it because I've been trying out new things on my PC. So that's on there, but I know that I want that one to be off. And I'm honestly close to being done. So there's that. The next one doesn't really count, I feel like, but I put it on here because I did try it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on here.
Okay.
Because I was playing multiplayer with my friend of the show, Katie. It was really fun, and I played that one time with her, and I haven't got back on to play it, and it's fun.
We should do that one night.
Yeah, we should.
I want to actually put that on the calendar because I think that would be ridiculous.
It is. I love riding around. I'm a horse girl. I ride around my horse. Doing it's fun.
We should get some in trouble in the Wild Wild West, Kayla. We can get into character. That'd be fun.
Yep, let's do it. I'm down. Cowboy churches.
Yippee ki-yays. Get some ticks pulled off of us.
Yep. So also on my list added is remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I started playing Ratchet and Clank, the first one, the remake, and I've never picked it back up. So that's on there. I liked it, but I got distracted.
Yeah.
Next, we have something that I thought was going to be a new favorite, but I honestly completely forgot about and only discovered because I was looking at my PlayStation app history. Splitgate. I started it. I really liked it, and then I just never played it again. It's right up my alley. It's first-person shooter. Portals. You got cool portals and like stuff like that. Cool multiplayer. I think it's free to play. I think so.
Now that you're mentioning it, I think I remember seeing some gameplay.
It's neat. It reminds me of Titanfall plus like some aspects of Halo. Loved it. Never picked it up again, so it's all on there. So that's really all that I have, I think, unless I think of some more, but I'm pretty sure that's all I got. 3D All-Stars is still on mine. And let's go through a couple. I don't think I took anything off, except I took Overwatch off as of yesterday.
There you go.
Jerica, this is actually really funny. Stardew Valley was on mine, and I have been obsessed. Like, the past couple of months, I've been like, you saw me today. I was like,
oh shit, she's got the Switch out, and she's booting up Stardew Valley.
Yep.
This girl means business.
I do. I do. And so that's definitely off. I've been putting a lot of hours into that on my Switch. It's pretty much all I'm exclusively playing on my Switch because I feel like I've reached my groove. It's really nice. So there's a couple things I'm going to retire off of my backlog.
Nice.
And I think that it's time to come to the reality that I'm probably not going to play them.
Okay.
And a couple of those are Call of Duty Modern Warfare was on here. I'm going to retire that because I just didn't like it as much as I liked. This is from like 2021 backlog.
Yeah.
Or 2020 backlog. And that's because I really enjoyed Call of Duty Cold War a lot more. So it just made me not want to go back to Modern Warfare. Even though it was good. It was good, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I dropped. That one's going off. It's dropping off.
Dropping like they're hot.
Also dropping off is Battlefront 2 I had on here. And what I stated in our last Backlog of Doom episode is like, if I want to play a Star Wars game, I'm just going to play Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
And because it's better. And it doesn't have... I like Battlefront 2's multiplayer options. I think those are nice. But also we're potentially getting a new Jedi Fallen Order soon.
Hey!
So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm dropping off Battlefront. Goodbye. You're going away. Another thing,
gone.
I'm dropping off for now. This is sad, but I'm saying it. Super Mario Odyssey, I'm dropping off. I'm never gonna go back. I don't think. I loved it, but like, I'm gonna be realistic with myself. So remaining, really quick, rapid fire.
Okay.
This is my current backlog. Everything I could think of. Death Stranding's still on there.
It's okay. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And it's very true.
I want to get it off.
Death Stranding.
I'm not kicking it off my backlog. It's on there. It's proud. It's gonna get taken care of.
Okay.
It's really funny the parallels between me and you because Destiny 2 is on my backlog.
You know, I don't recommend it. You know, unless like you're ready to dive in because it's fun when you get people to play with. But if you get behind, yeah, you can't do that. I'd love for you to be our third guardian. Like me and Audrey need a third. Like we need one more person. So
recruit me. Like
to be able to do stuff during the week. So
yeah, I'm keeping it on here.
It is a commitment. It is a commitment.
Because I might download it on PC and play it that way. So
hey.
It's on here. Okay, next up we have Animal Crossing New Horizons is on here. And I kind of want to play it again because I want to play the Happy Home Designer. I do
too. I want to try it out.
I want to buy it.
Yeah, I do too. It sounds really cool. I think that, like, I remember when the news broke with this little update, and I was like, if anything's going to get me back into Animal Crossing, it's going to be this. So they did a good job.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have Doom and Doom Eternal. So I have Doom, the 2016 Doom, and
which apparently friend of the show, Cody Crumley, said that that's a way better game, Doom 2016.
Interesting, yeah.
Because he did not like Doom Eternal. So maybe that's something I need to like add to my, maybe, I don't know, maybe I beat that before I do Doom Eternal. So I love Doom Eternal. Oh my god, it's so good.
Good god. So that's on there, both of those. Actually, Doom Eternal is not on my backlog because I haven't started it, but I started Doom 2016. Oh gosh, I got an eyelash in my eye.
Oh, that can be deadly. Or I feel like it's gonna kill you. Okay, good.
Persona 5 is on here, and I left it on here. I think I want to revisit it.
You got to. It's also a commitment because it's a really long game. Like, it will take you over 100 hours to beat.
And the thing is, I really liked all the aspects of that game. I just don't think I was ready for it at the time.
I know.
And I think there will be a time where I can pick it back up. So I'm leaving it on here.
I really hope it comes to Switch at some point. Like, come on. That'd be perfect. Because that way you can just sort of pick it up and play it when just...
Did you beat it?
Yes. I have actually beat that game. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I have Hollow Knight on here, which is sad. I liked it a lot. I might download it on my PC and play it there. We'll see. And then I have something I really want us to stream that I think would be so fun is Fall Guys.
Let's go.
Let's bring that back. Let's bring it back.
Let's try it again. I'm down. Let's put it on the calendar.
That's all I got. Let's put it on the calendar. I want to get to some of these. I would love to reduce my backlog this year, but there's so much coming out. I'm probably not going to reduce my backlog.
I know the first part of this, I'm about to get into Destiny, and I'm about to, at the same time, we'll see how this goes, play Horizon Forbidden West at the same time in the new Destiny expansion. I get to play Horizon for 2 days, I think, before Destiny gets here, so wish me luck.
What if you try to beat it in 2 days?
I don't want to do that. I could do that. I probably could do that. Oh yeah, I could definitely do it.
Don't.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to take my time because I haven't even watched. There's a new trailer for Forbidden West, and I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to go in, and apparently there's some leaks out there. The game, there's some leaks, and I'm trying to stay. I got a little spoiled for Last of Us Part 2, and I was like, that will not happen to me again. It only happened to me because I was nosy, and I'm following stuff on Twitter, and I did it to myself. I will not have another spoiler like that impact me. So I'm not that there's like any spoilers like that in Horizon. I just don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
At all. I wish I would have known what I knew about Last of Us Part 2. Yeah. That was a bummer.
Speaking of, last thing, that apparently like there's some movement happening with that too, right? I mean, we didn't talk about this.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it because it won't be on podcast because we had some issues with recording. Which, by the way, our previous episode you can find on YouTube.
Yes.
And maybe still on Twitch. I don't know how long it's going to stay up there. We did an interview with the Penguin. Or the Penguin. Let me do it.
The Penguin, Jacob.
Yeah, and it was a really awesome episode.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's on YouTube. You can check it out. But like we were talking about like our predictions for this year, and one of those is that Last of Us show should come out this year. And we're just literally like after we hit in the call
10 minutes.
There's a post by Bella Ramsey, the actress that's going to be playing Ellie, and Eddie. She's playing Eddie. Yeah, they decided to take a different type of role with Cousin Ellie Eddie. Cousin Eddie. And on Instagram, IMDb apparently said 2022. Now, Naughty Dog hasn't just went out and said 2022 yet, which is really, I was just like, Now that Naughty Dog, I mean, more like HBO, neither one of them have just said out front, like, oh yeah, coming in 2022, which is a little interesting.
But the actress, she said it, right?
She did, but maybe, we all follow actors when they say and do things they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But at least, she heard it somewhere or saw that. I don't even think it was actually, she shared something that IMDb posted coming in 2022. Because the initial post of it coming out this year was an IMDb post. So, I don't know. I think it's definitely going to happen this year. Movies TV shows tend to get wrapped up a lot. It's a lot different than a game being made.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be. They started like last July filming. So
I think it's this year.
I think it's this year
like
too.
late this year. I think it's like.
I think it's a good fall-ish show to come on. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait.
We can't end the show without talking about some Last of Us.
Oh no, it wouldn't be the J.K. Games podcast without some Last of Us talk.
Gotta throw it in there. Got Destiny, we got Last of Us, and we got some Apex. I talked a little bit about that. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching us live. Jerica, did you have anything to end us on, or are we good to go?
No, I have to pee so bad. So.
Oh no. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.